All right, folks. So we're going to pick it up from where we left it off, right? All right. So we were saying Lichtenhein's last move was H5. He doesn't want to open that G file, wants to keep it closed. Morphy moving a piece into the attack, right? Moving it into position, knight to H4. And if you tacticians out there, you young sharp kids, I know you're probably looking at this already, right? This fork, trying to win the exchange somehow, right? Maybe you push the pawn first, and as you can see, if you do it now, you lose the knight. Okay, sure, but those are in the cards, right? Who knows how it could come about? A little danger, right? Little thing to be aware of. All right, so now, crazy enough, with this knight move, you notice that can black just take this pawn, right? Lichtenhein doesn't go in for it, but can he take it? Now, let me just put it to you this way. We could go through countless lines. I went crazy with, Shredder. We fought it out. I think it is possible for black to take this, okay? But, I mean, think of the psychology behind this, right? You're black and you're under the gun. We saw all those lines, right? They're trying to figure it out, folks. And black's the one under the gun, right? He's defending, right? You got the mind of the defender. All of a sudden you're gonna, flip it and just go on the attack, grab a pawn. I mean, you're opening the H file, right? Who knows? Who knows what comes after this, right? You open that file, folks. Who knows how dangerous this could get? I mean, the bishop moves, the knight's there, leaping out of the way, the H-file, is it going to be weak? Who knows, right? I mean, there's so many lines. It's a whole other game, I mean, I'll tell you what. Let's just take it at this. I mean, this is psychological. You're defending. What human's going to just flip it and go on the offense, right? I mean, it takes a rare person to be able to do that. Nerves of steel, you know what I mean? All these previous lines with the bishop taking on H6, the sacrifice, right? Lichtenhein proving that he's on the defense because he definitely doesn't want this G file to open up. So, I mean, now you're going to open up the H file for white, and he'll just swing his rook over and work from there. The tactics start to fly. You know what I mean? That king now again, he moved this, Lichtenhein moved the king off the G file to get away from this white rook on G1. Now they're just going to do it on the H file. You know what I mean? All right, let's leave it at that. I mean, I'll show you some more lines in a minute, because what Lichtenhein does is he throws the G pawn up, right? He figures maybe there's something to this, like I was saying, right? Maybe there's something waiting in the wings. Basically he wants to secure that pawn on G5. He doesn't want it coming up anymore and wrecking any kind of havoc, right? He wants to try to close it up, all right? He's trying to close it up on white. If you're the defender, you want to try to close it up. You don't want those lines opening up, those files to open up. It gets very dangerous. The tactics start to fly. You understand? The attack starts to play itself. All right, so Lichtenhein, instead of grabbing that H3 pawn, right, with the bishop, he plays it safe with G6. Sensible move. Understandable, right? Okay, so now look at this. Morphy moves the queen over. All right, we're going to go for a different form of attack. Look at this. Queen to E2. All right. All right, here we are, right? All right, let's say he grabs the pawn now, right? I looked at a couple of lines. Again, it's crazy, right? All right, let's say white castles. He's going to want both of those rooks to get in this attack, right? Makes sense. Okay, now the queen rook comes to D1, right? Look, the rook over here, the queen rook is opposing the enemy queen, right? Just like we were trying to do with the king rook on G1, opposing the enemy king, right? The tactics start to fly, folks. Okay, for instance, let's just say, we want to push this open. We want to maybe threaten to take. Now the bishop's pinned. You know what I mean? Pinned to the queen. You lose a piece, all right? So anyway, these are some of the ideas. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Now, there was no A6. Come on, dummy up. So let's say, I'm trying this against Shredder. This wasn't the game. I'm trying this line just to show you an example of what could happen, right? Okay, so he gets the queen off that D file. Queen e7. All right, so now look, I launched this one, right? I launched, let me think for a second. Yeah, it was this guy, right? We launched this one, okay? So now, if he takes here, right? If he takes like this, we get the check in, okay? This is similar to the game, folks. This is similar to the game. You're going to see some amazing stuff. Now, look, obviously, look, you can't block, right? Here goes that knight. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we were talking about. The possibilities are there. You know what I mean? You got to be very careful. And if we're not winning the rook now, folks, if you didn't notice. We're not winning the rook. We're winning the queen, baby. Come on. You got to dummy up. Open those eyes, right? All right. Anyway, these are the things, right? This is what's going on. So he's got to move. He's got to move. No doubt about it. All right. Look at this, folks. Now, see, you chase this bishop out of the way, right? You're chasing the bishop there. You're threatening to take the bishop. Where's it going to go, right? Well, what if he just, wherever he moves it, who knows, right? Who knows where he's going with this, right? If he comes here, we take it, right? If he comes here, we sack the exchange and we got our attack going. Is it worth it, folks? I don't even know. Who knows, right? I mean, heck, we got a lot going on. But we got the initiative, we got the attack. Maybe these two pawns come down. Maybe black will get something for it. I don't know. I don't know what the compensation is. But, you know, basically you're sacking the exchange to keep that initiative going, okay? And I mean, you're gonna try to fight. Look at the engine already. Look at the engine. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Knight to f5. Okay, now I didn't even look into this. There's so many lines. I just basically sacked the exchange. Rook takes the bishop on g4, and it felt right. You know what I mean? When you start to learn these attacks, you start to just instinctively know what looks right. But anyway, okay, because we'll be here forever, right? Now, let's say he takes, right? What's going on now? Look at this. Look at this, folks. Now, this the engine finds it. Unbelievable. See what happened? See what could happen? Look at this. You sack the queen, rook over to the h-file, check, right? No matter where you go, look, you go back. Look at this, mate, folks. Put that one in your book. Look at that. Bishop supporting the rook. See the dangers of the open h-file, folks? I'm telling you. These are the threats. I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. Look, these are the battle schemes. Look at this one. Look at this. Rook to h6, checkmate, because the knight protects the pawn on g5. Look at that. The king's got nowhere to run. Checkmate. Beautiful, right? Beautiful stuff. All right, these are just examples, folks. Examples. You know, the bishop coming here. You know, was that the best move for black? Well, you know, probably not. But, you know, your bishop's threatened. All right, what do you feel moving here? Well, obviously, we want to take now. We're going to jump. We're going to leap the knight into f5, and we're taking a piece with it, right? I mean, heck, now if he takes, I mean, what do we got now? All the same stuff, right? Look at this one. Here comes the knight check, right? If he goes over, we take here, right? We pin the knight. Now we're gonna take. We're threatening mate. You know, queen takes knight on h7, mate. So the only thing to stop that would be to have to take there. And what do? We take with the pawn or we take with the bishop, huh? What's what here? Look at this. We don't even look. Let's see. Is that right? The engine's saying rook here. Holy smack! Look at this. Holy smacks! I was going to say. Look at this. Look. I thought the queen could move over to protect the knight, but it's pinned. It's pinned, folks. You see the bishop over here? Holy smokes! So there you go. He can't even do anything. Mate's coming next. What's he go up? This is the engine's move. Look, mate. Folks, I'm telling you the attacks, huh? See, I was just going to take them off. I was just going to give me the material. It's over anyway, right? It's over. We'll slide this, whatever he wants to do. Do whatever. I'm going to move this guy in next. You know what I mean? Well, beautiful. Look at that. You don't even take you take that big queen there. You get a big prize, a big trophy. Look at that. No, you just move over. You're going for the king's head, you know? You're going for it all. All right. So anyway, there you go again, right? Bishop can't go there, right? The bishop can't go there, right? What else? You know, what else we have? Something like this? Who knows, right? I don't even know. Can we sack? Can we throw the bishop here, there? Can we sack it on, let's see for a second here. Knight f3. I guess we play conservative, huh? Maybe that was the best there at that point, okay? Don't really see much there. You know, if we throw the knight in now, he takes. Do I take with the pawn to open that G file? Open that G file, baby. Look. Look at this. Now we got the G file open. Could get dangerous. The queen moves to E8. You know why? To back up this guy. Look, to back up this one. Because if he doesn't have the queen support of G6, we take next with the rook. All right, fine. But get a load of this. The G pawn, the G6 pawn is pinned. Queen takes. Holy smokes, look at this. All right, he gets this guy. All right, he's giving up. We sacked a piece. So he's willing to give back the exchange, huh? What do we got now? The engine still says white's winning. All right. Actually, he's just giving back he's giving back a rook, not the exchange. Holy cow! He just threw the rook into the wind. Look at this. All right, fine. Right, we go from here. What has he got? We're gonna take with the rook next. Come on, our attack is steamrolling black. All right. We're going getting ahead. We got a lot to look at, right? Again, the bishop could go nowhere. You know what I mean? This bishop's in trouble now. See, it gave me a tempo. You see what I'm saying? Look, you grab this pawn, right? Let's go back. You grab the pawn. Now that bishop's not defended, right? All right, we castle. All right, the rook on D1 opposing the queen. The queen develops. Link up them rooks, right? We talked about that before. You get the queen developed. Get it out of danger off that D file. All right, but now, look, you hit him with F4. All right, and if he takes, look, you get the check in, king over. Right now, we get the tempo on the bishop. See how that is? Crucial, folks. That measly pawn on H3, right? Big deal. Now you're giving up a tempo. Now the bishop retreats. So far, everyone we looked at loses, right? And if this loses to knight F6, I would assume that this loses too. No different. I don't think it's going to be much of a difference here anyway. Look, you go here, right? I mean, if the king moves, if you're thinking now, let me move the king instead of taking the knight, folks. Do you see what's coming? Look at this. Check, right? Now wait a minute. Okay, again, if he tries to block the check, okay, you see what comes? You lose your queen, right? Check this way, you lose your queen. All right, okay. We've seen that. Very similar, right? Very similar. The dangerous knights. The knights are up there, folks. Remember what we were saying? Morphy moved the knight C3 to E4 to have those knights in the attack. It's very dangerous when those knights get up there. They're in striking distance, right? Okay, there's an example. Try to block that check. Boom, you get hit with one of them. All right, now look. What if the king moves back? What else are you going to do, right? Checkmate, folks. Beautiful, right? Knight and bishop checkmate. Look at that pattern. Nowhere to run. Black king's doomed. Goodbye. Game over. All right, now, again, it's all the same. You leap in, right? You're leaping in. Boom. You hit him. Open that G file. Here go the tactics. All right. Queen back. I think it's no different. Look at this. Check, take, right? Queen takes here. We got the same thing, except now the bishop's on D7 opposed to E6, right? Is it much of a difference? I don't think so. You know, look, this is his move. That's about it, folks. That's all he's got. He just, I don't know. He's got nothing. It's desperation. You understand? All right, look, here comes, all right, the bishop. All right, it's a little different. The bishop's not on E6, so now black's got this check, right? Does it do anything? King over, right? Now, if we only had, you know, if he takes here, luckily we could take back with this rook and this G6 pawn still pinned, right? We would have lost tactical shot. Sometimes you see those. If I could only take back, say if I could only take back with a knight or a bishop, then this pawn is ready to take the queen, you know? You unpin it by sacking your queen. All right, but it doesn't work here. What's he got? What's he got now? I mean, look at this. This is the engine right now for you. Look, not too good, right? Not too good. Come on, look. You don't even go for the piece. You can just take him this way, right? He can't go anywhere but here, right? All right. I guess now he grabs him. Now he grabs the bishop. All right, we got enough here, right? Rook takes, or queen takes even. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, right? Hey, maybe you check first, right? He goes over, right? Now you take this guy and look at your threat now. You're ready to threaten the queen, pin the queen, huh? Look at that. All right. We don't have to go much further. We're up a whole rook, right? We're up a whole rook. Forget it. Black's doomed. All right, so again, all these lines, this is an example of what I'm talking about. Due to the fact that you're grabbing this pawn over here can lead into trouble, Now I think what Black's best move might be maybe something like this, maybe defend the bishop. I don't even know. It's a game, folks. Either way, let's just leave it at that, right? Lots of traps for Black by taking that h3 pawn. Okay? This is the type of games you want. You understand? Again, folks, Morphy's games of chess. You understand? Morphy's games of chess. You're a tactician. These are the type of games you want. Let them grab your pawns. You got the initiative. You're opening lines. You're ready to sack pieces. You're going after that king, right? This is what it's all about, all right? This is going to make the game enjoyable. You go over these games with me. Trust me, folks. You playing someone under 2,000, they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance. Come on, you got so many weapons, so many tactics, all right? You're going to absorb these with a sponge, like a sponge, All right, G6. All right, does he grab? All right, Morphy with the queen E2. We looked at what could happen, the possibilities, right? Who knows? It's probably better for Black. All right, don't get me wrong. Your castle, who knows, right? All right, anyway, there you go. Here, let's get into the game again. Morphy's games. Queen to E2. Okay, Lichtenhein. Doesn't take that H3 pawn. He moves the bishop to C6. All right? Now he's aiming at that knight. We saw what could happen with that knight leaping F6, right? Lots of tactics, baby. All right, so maybe he's thinking of taking it off, swapping that bishop, get that knight, that centralized knight. You're going to hear that a lot, centralized knight. That's where the knight is powerful. When he's in the center, he's got many options, okay? He can leap up into the attack. He could come back for the defense. Knight's in the center. That's where you want him. All right, to find good outposts. So far, this F6 is a good outpost. No pawn could boot a knight out of there, you see? So it's very dangerous. Okay. That's where that knight would like to leap. All right, so maybe Lichtenhein's thinking of taking him out. All right, so let's go from there. All right, so Lichtenhein, let me get my book back out. All right, so now Lichtenhein with bishop to C6, right? Okay, here's the notes. The old masters write it. It is this move which allows white to offer a knight on move 20. All right, what are we talking about? All right, we're going to get to it. Move 20. Right? Nice move coming up. Look at this now. Morphy, F4, going to open up the position. Open up the position. We saw this. I used this idea in the other line with the bishop taking on H3. Where do you think I got the idea from? Come on, folks. I'm just taking Morphy, right? This is what you're going to do. You're going to see it. You're going to see it all. You're going to take from him and expand on it, put them together. This is the creativity of chess, all right? You make your own attacks up. All right, here we go. This is by Steinitz, the first official world champion, right? Called by Steinitz hazardous and unsound. He's referring to Morphy's last move, F4, okay? But it must be allowed that it is very difficult to meet. Max Lang, okay? I'll give you what the great Max Lang had. We talked about him, some of his side notes, okay? I'll give it to you in a minute. Let's see Morphy's move first, okay? Because I don't want to ruin it. All right, here we go. Let's say, okay, what happens again? All right, in the notes, here we go. Here we go. Lichtenhein takes the pawn, okay? This is the game. All right. Morphy with the check, okay? We saw it in the other line. Okay, what's he going to do again, folks? Block. There goes the exchange, right? We talked about it, all right? There you go. Like I said, it's setting it up. Okay, so Lichtenhein moves the king over, right? All right, we talked about it, folks. Move 20, right? It is this move which allows white to offer a knight on move 20. We're referring to the bishop C6, getting off this diagonal, folks, getting off this light diagonal, the C8, H3 diagonal. Right? The bishop's over here now on this diagonal. Well, here comes the knight. Morphy swinging the knight to F5. Okay? Makes sense. Because now, look at the threat. Did you see it, folks? Let's just throw in a dumb move, all right? Look at the threat. Knight to H6 mate. Again, folks, just like the other one, right? It's no different, folks. No different. Where do you think I got it from, okay? Do you see what I'm talking about again, right? I'm not making it up, okay? I'm taking from Morphy. I'm giving him credit. I took these ideas in the other line and put them to use. Look at this, folks. This is what's being threatened. It's a mate. The bishop knight mate. Beautiful stuff, right? Now you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm just showing you, look, I'm showing you A6 so I can show you the threat. Mate, right? The knight leaping in, huh? Did you see it? All right, look. No A6. But of course you're saying, wait a minute, come on now, what's this all about? You just take it off, right? Wrong, look. Again, the other knight, folks, those knights are dangerous. Look at it, leaping from the centralized square, E4, leaping F6. It's all over, folks, all over now. Look at this, if you take it, right? If you take it with the knight. You take with your pawn check, open it up, what, folks? The G file, that's right. No matter where he goes, folks, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Let's say he comes up, doesn't matter. It's all over with queen takes H5, mate. Look at this, folks. Beautiful, right? How quick it rips open. And the big pieces coming to the attack. You see how they're all coordination, folks. The coordination is key. Look at this. Unbelievable. This is how you coordinate the attack with your pieces. All right? No matter what happens. Look at him. If he moves over, okay, here's the engine. King over. All right, we talked about it before. Queen, no different. Takes on H5. Pinning the knight. Goodbye, baby. Look at this. Right? Look at this. Queen takes is the only move. Can't you look again, folks? The knight on H7 is pinned. He can't do anything. Okay, he can't. He's got to take to stop. Prolong the game, right? Again, now we don't have this one, folks. Look at the difference, right? Look at this. Remember, we looked at this same scenario when the bishop took on H3, right? And it retreated later, and we had an open G file, right? And what did we do? We moved our rook over here and threatened mate. Threatened mate because the queen is pinned on F6, right? The queen is pinned. It's no help. All right. So what do we do? What do we do? Right? We don't have it because the pawn is in the way on H3. No different. We just take them, right? Hey, wait. Let's see. What did the engine say? All right. He likes to take with the bishop. You get that check in there, I guess, right? I mean, heck, I still like. I think you take. I think you take. Well, let's see this. Look, you take this way. Let's see if the engine's right. He's got a move. He's got no other move, right? What do we do? All right, I guess we threaten this way. Queen takes on H7. Queen takes knight mate is threatened. Right, can he just take here? Well, not really, folks, because then it's double checkmate. Right? Pawn takes with check. With the rook down, the G file, and the pawn itself given check. Nowhere for the king to run, right? Beautiful. All right, so what does he say now? Okay. He gets a check in. Whoop they do. What do we do? Do we lose? Are we checkmated, folks? Look at this. All right, now he's going for it. All right, he made room. He gave himself the F8 square. All right, here we go. Check. All right. King over. What are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? All right. What do we take? I see. We take the rook. All right. Take the rook with check. I mean, do we have to go any further? Look at this. All right, he takes there. Now what do we do? All right, we check this way. Where's he going, folks? If he comes up, if he comes up, we just bring the rook over, right? Can we bring the other rook over? I was thinking this, but I guess he blocks, right? I mean, either way, maybe he just run. Let's see, this one. All right. What's he going to do now? King up. Then we bring the other guy in. Then we bring the other guy in. Look at this. There he is. All right, come on. Do we have to go any further? What's he going to do? Right here? What's he going to do? Come on. Okay, look at how cute, huh? How cute! Cute! All right, it's over. What are we talking about? two rooks and a queen against the rook, the knight, and the bishops. I mean, black's got the bishop pair, right? All right, big deal, right? I mean, he's going to lose that dark square bishop anyway. All right, how good is it? All right, who cares, right? Let's go. We know this one's over. Come on. We don't have to go any further, all right? You play with that one yourself. You have some fun, all right? Now, look, here we go. So what are we talking about, folks? It's all over. Once that knight leaves in, I mean, remember, we're sacking the first knight. We're sacking the first knight over here, and we're just talking about if he could take it. Can he take it? No. There you go, right? It's all over. King over, the queen comes dashing in, and it's all over. Okay, you know, this is why. This is why. Now, look, let me get back to something. This move, right? Where are we? Okay. Bishop here, right? Morphy with F4, right? Let me make sure we got this right. Okay. This is the one Stein, it says, was a risk, right? It was hazardous and unsound, but it must be allowed that is very difficult to meet, okay? Yes, very complicated. The complications come in now. Morphy loved it because, let's be honest, the guy was a tactical wizard. He had the edge when it came to tactics, so he'd love to play a game that was wild, you know, pieces flying around, the tactics, the combinations. I mean, that was his bread and butter, right? So he's playing his type of game. Now, I was bringing it up, the great Max Lang, right? Back in the day, okay. He came after Morphy. We mentioned his name, I think, in the other game. He recommended to take the knight here, to take it. Get rid of that knight. Now you see what happens, folks. Now this is a little different. I mean, you know, it's similar ideas, but we don't have that knight. We don't have that knight that can leap into F6, right? One soldier less on the battlefield, okay? So, I mean, you know, he moves over, and, you know, who knows what happens at this point. I think we do, I forget what some of the ideas we go. It's a little different. I'm just going to leave it at this. I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I think Max Lang was right. Because it takes the centralized knight on e4 out of the game, out of the attack. It may give black just enough to hang in there, you know. I mean, it just didn't have all the time. The engine's recommending this to pull it back, you know. So I don't really see. I mean, what if you sack now? What if you sack, huh? What happens it this way? You know, did I look at this? I don't even know. The knight's coming in. Is it now? We don't have that extra knight to leap to F6, like we said, right? So, I mean, what happens here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. He gets the check in, huh? He gets that check. Oh, wow. And look at this. If I go like this, look, folks, he just could take it. See, it's pinned. You see? It's pinned. Holy smokes. All right. The tactics fly, you know. So I guess if he blocks so he doesn't lose that bishop, because it's a discovered, right? It's a discovered attack, as you can see. Here I go this way, right? He takes here and I take. The bishop check uncovers the queen attack on my bishop. So to try to save the piece, I bring it back here. Look at this. He comes into d4 anyway. He's threatening bishop takes. Let me just throw in a dumb move. He's threatening bishop takes check. All right, I take queen check, and he's hitting my rook on a1. I mean, I'd have to come up. You know what I mean? And now he's got some play, I think. He's got some attack of his own. The queen could be a nuisance. Maybe it's just enough to harass me, you know. But anyway, okay. Let's go back. Let's just go back, because that's the threat. I'm not going to move h4 there. Come on now. Let me get a drink. Let me wake up. I mean, the queen comes in. He could take on h4. You know. Yeah, I think this is no good. I mean, okay. Definitely not like the other one, right, folks? Not like the other one. So, what if we, here's a tactic, all right? We stop the bishop check, right? And we come to c4, pinning this pawn, so maybe we could sack this guy, you know? Sack this guy. I don't know. It's something to think about maybe, but let's see, what does he got? What does he got? Maybe you come back with something. What does he do? Right? What we got, let's see. We even have, okay, if this doesn't work, I got maybe a better idea. What's he doing? Look, he doesn't even get out of it. He's going, he's recommending this. Now, we're not letting the engine even run long. When I used Shredder, I had it running, folks. I had Shredder running for a good 10 minutes or so on each move. I wanted it to look deep to find the best stuff. But, you know, here we are. This game was so complicated. It's a whole bunch of games wrapped in one, all the tactics. You know, these are the crazy ones. So I know it's hard to be accurate on the fly, but maybe I present just some ideas, you get a feel, okay? Now, whatever happens really here, you're going to see this move come into into the actual game. Knight taken here, okay? That's a good move for black down the road. We'll see if it might work here too. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. There's a lot. Let's get back to the game. Maybe even too, I was looking at this. Maybe you castle here again. The idea, putting that rook opposite the queen. You know, okay. So the queen, it likes this. Say, all right. Push this pawn maybe. Can we afford to do that? Where's that bishop going? Right, he goes here. I don't know. Now we start. Okay. Now look at this. Now we c6 dangerous because they're just a check too. You can't. Can you go here? I mean, does it matter? I mean, still we're looking to sack. That's what. Oh, okay. You sack here. Now you win. Now you win the bishop over this way. See that? See how that move comes in? All right. Then you take you come up with check, right? Oh, this is dangerous because now if he moves, folks, too, if he moves, we got something like. Do we have this move? E6 check. King's got to move over. He doesn't want to block. We just take that piece. Then we open. Look at this. If he tries to block like this, man, we open the G file for the big gun on the rook, right? Oh, forget it, man. This is what you live to play for. Stuff like this, folks. Again, your opponent, he's not going to find, he's going to be under the gun. Is he going to find the best moves? I mean, come on. Look at this. You're threatening mate. Now, you don't even take your piece on, you don't take the bishop on b4. You go for mate. Look at this. All right, he comes back. He blocks it. All right. Holy smokes. Look at it now, the maneuver. You come over here. Right? You come over here. All right. Now he gives up the piece. He's got to block you out. You're going to mate on h8. Queen coming down, folks. Dark square battery. We've seen it before, right, folks? Dark square battery. This is what I'm talking about, all right? You're just seeing the ideas. Look at this. You scoop them up. You take off another piece, right? All right, so you got your piece back now. Look at this. Look at these two pawns. Look at the open G file. I mean, forget it, folks. Come on. You know, again, I'm not playing the best moves for black, I guess, right? And if you play just subtle mistakes, these aren't big ones, right? You play subtle mistakes and the whole game gets ripped open, and I mean, forget it. Look at this. I mean, you can't play like this for black. Holy smokes. Whew, I tell you, it's a hot day, folks. I'm here under the sun. Whew, let me get a drink. Oh, is it the sun or is it these attacks? I mean, I tell you, the board's catching flame. All right, okay. All right, so we were looking at this one, right? I mean, is it any different? I mean, holy smokes. Okay, now it's saying to push the pawn, right? What are we trying to do, right? We're trying to, look at him. F3, huh? What a nuisance. F3, what a nuisance. Can I move the queen to E5 like before? What did we say, huh? Can we do it? Holy smokes, he's saying to do it. He has to do it. What's he got, folks? Oh, he's got a check. It's a check move. All right, we take him out. Big deal. What, are you scared to give up the exchange? Folks, we got mate. What are we talking about? Here or there, right? Take your pick. All right, take your pick. All right, so anyway, I don't know. Nothing's left here. Nothing's left. What is he going to do? F6 now? Oh, boy. F6 comes in, huh? All right, we got the check. He takes with the queen because our queen's under the gun, right? That pawn on f6 is hitting our queen. How about that, huh? All right, so what do we do now? All right, we maneuver. We keep that queen in trouble, right? We stay on the f6 pawn. Queen here, right? Where's he go? Where's he go? Comes up. He wants to trade. Oh, look at this. He's pinning our queen to our king. I tell you, I'm learning it on the fly, folks. Did you see this one? I saw it right away. G-file. Open G-file. I told you about that one. Open G-file and the tactics fly. All right, so what does he do? What does he do? If he takes, if you haven't noticed, if he takes, okay, we get him back here. And then we'll reposition our pieces and, you know, we still got the edge. I think we still got him. He's down, it says here, he's down equivalent to 5 pawns, right? So look, if you look at it, the queen equals the 2 rooks. We both have a knight. It's like I got an extra piece. I got the bishop for 2 pawns, right? All right. No big deal. I think we could win that one. All right. What's he saying here? Go after the pawn, right? Go after the pawn? I don't think so. All right, we'll leave it at that, huh? We'll leave it at that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Interesting stuff, right? I mean, trust me, folks. I want to play it. I want to play it to resolve it to the end, you know. But we got to get back to the Morphy game, right? We got to get back to the Morphy game. Okay, so where were we in the Morphy game? I don't even remember. All this excitement, you know. Oh, okay, Max Lang, right? This is what Max Lang recommends. Taking the knight. All right. Maybe, folks. Maybe he's got enough, you know. I think one of the lines I saw when I played Shredder was he threw this guy in, right? He didn't take here first. He threw in this check. All right? Now look at this. We hit him with C3, right? We block him. All right, now we're threatening to take that bishop, okay? So Shredder took here, okay, hitting my bishop. You take me, and I'll take you, right? Okay. We don't take yet. Okay, now, do we go here, give the check, right? No, folks, we saw it before. Look, we saw something similar. The C-pawn's pinned. He just takes him right off, all right? So you can't do that. Come on, you got to dummy up. All right. Big deal. What if I take here? All right, look at what happens, folks. Did you see that one? All right. It's just easy to miss. See, you're the attacker, right? You're attacking. You're playing aggressive. All of a sudden, he hits you with this boom. You're not in the state of mind to be playing defense, and lo and behold, you're still grabbing pieces. You're still playing offense, and boom. He hits you with this deadly move, and forget it now, right? What are you going to do? You're going to have to block us. You lose another rook, and then he's happy to trade off. And where's your attack now, right? Where's your attack? You're down a rook, right? And all these, how many pawns? Doesn't even matter. Look at your B, not queenside pawns, your B file pawns. Look at those, huh? Tripled pawns, as ugly as you can get, right? Okay, now look. You can't block. Okay, this is the little trap. All right, so here you go. You got this in-between move. You throw the rook on D1, attack that queen. All right, okay, so he moves the queen out of there. He gets out of there. If he moves, right? If he moves this guy, we can pick up our piece, I think, right? Can we pick up our piece? I'll tell you what, we throw the check in first. Okay, we throw the check in first. He moves. All right, he moves, right? Now we could take him, because he could come in with the check, but now we could block, because now we got our bishop on this diagonal. And I think we could just simply block or do whatever. I mean, offer the queen, exchange, why not, right? We're up a piece, okay. So you get what you need. If you're going for mate, folks, and it doesn't work out, that you can't get mate, but if you could win a piece, if the defense has to throw a piece into the fire to save himself, you know what I mean? Take it and go from there. If you can't get mate, big deal. You're up a piece. You'll get mate in the end game. You know what I mean? You have an easy end game. You get through just keep swapping them down. You'll have the extra piece, and you pick off those pawns and forget it. You queen your pawn and you win. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. You can't go for mate all the time. Every attack doesn't end in checkmate, you know. But you end up winning a piece, you're good to go. All right, look. Okay, so we moved the rook onto the D file. Let's say, okay, he doesn't want to just move the queen. He wants to kill two birds with one stone. He wants to save his bishop and block the rook attacking the queen. So there you go. This is what he does. All right, so now we throw in our check, right? We throw in our check now. He moves the king, and there we go. Can we throw this guy up there? What do you think? What do you think, folks? If he takes, all right, I come swinging up here, right? I come swinging up here. We're going to threaten G6 next, baby, right? Similar as before. All right, the engine, it's saying queen to E7. He's going to push F6, maybe defend on the 7th rank, right? On his 2nd rank, the 7th rank. Defend that knight, maybe. All right, look. He's also threatening to take on E4 with check, all right? Big deal. We ignore it. We keep pressing forward with our attack. We want to rip open the G file for our rook, right? We want to threaten mate. Queen takes knight. Let's see what he does, right? Now, if he comes in with something like this, we move over. What's he got now? See, I looked at it, folks. I looked at it when I played Shredder. He's got nothing left. He's got no checks. Look at this, the engine. Look at the engine. This is the best he could do. Queen check. All right. We pick up the queen. Do we have to explain any more? All right. The game's over. All right. So, okay, he's not going to grab the pawn. Let's see what he does. This was the other option, right? Now, if he takes on G6, because, folks, we're threatening mate. We're threatening queen takes knight, mate, right? Okay, if he takes here, it's also going to be mate. Queen takes. You can't move the king. Remember this guy over here covering the dark squares, right? H8's covered by the bishop on D4. He's got a block. This is the only move, and there you go. Goodbye. All right? So what's his only defensive move here? Look at this. Like I said, he brought the queen to E7 to defend along the rank. Look, he moves up F6, blocking the D4 bishop. Okay, and now defending the knight. If I come here, all right, he's happy to take the queens off the board, right? And now it's you know, you reduce the attacking. You reduce the attack because the queen's off, right? It's a lot of power coming off the board. So obviously on F6, white doesn't take with the queen. I mean, come on, let's dummy up. We take with the pawn, right? It's a double check. He's got no time to you know, he's got to move the king. And his only move, his only square left is here you go. Here it is, right? All right, so now we get a little tempo. Look at this going. Here we go. We check him. All right, he's forced to take with the rook. Here we go. Give me a queen. All right, it doesn't last long, right? He's only got one move. He can't take it with his rook because his king's in check, right? Double check. He's got to move the king. He's got to take with the king. Now we move king to D2. Is this what the engine's saying? Did I move to F2? I mean, does it really matter? I don't think it does. All right, let's go with let's go with the engine. D2, right? Well, the idea is to get your king off that back rank. So you swing the rook to G1. Folks, again, the theme. Rook on the open G file. See how dangerous an open file is against the enemy king, huh? How do you think Black's feeling on that G file? All right, so that's what's coming next. What is he going to do, folks? What can he do? Look at the engine. Here you go. Let's trade queens. I don't think so. I don't think so, tough guy. Look at this. Rook over. He's only got one square. Obviously, he can't block. We take him off. Look, you come over here. And it's soon over. What do we do? What do we threaten mate? Look at this. You're going to threaten mate on G7. Right? Threatening mate on G7. All right, so here comes the queen. Okay. Now, we check. We take the rook. It's as simple as that, right? There you go. Look, we win the rook. Okay. What are we going to do, right? Because obviously, folks, did you notice? He can't, he comes here, right? On my check, he can't block. He can't block. I got the rook down here, right? Boom. Now, come on. Now I got it all. Now I got it all. It's all over. Game over. Right? All right. That's mate, right? Yeah, it's mate. Queen covers E6. Checkmate. All right. So there you go. There's another line. I mean, you know, Max Lang's idea of taking the knight, you know, it's good because it takes a piece in principle, it takes a piece off the board, right? You're taking that knight off, but you know there's still attacking chances here. Still attacking chances. I'll tell you, it's crazy. I mean, this is off the bishop check. I don't know. There might be something better, you know. Look at the engine. The engine's saying this. All right, I don't know. I'm even forgetting. There's so many lines. I don't know. Did we look at this first and we do the check-in and we went from there? I don't know, folks. I could be repeating myself. All right, I don't know. I'd say I don't want to discredit the great Max Lang. Maybe he had something else, a couple other maneuvers here that work, you know. But in principle, it's a good idea to reduce the attacking forces, take out that knight, okay? But anyway, and it goes with what Steinitz is saying. This is premature. Not premature. He says it's hazardous and unsound, okay? So I guess maybe they found lines for black. All right, so anyway, let's get back. Here you go. Morphy pushes F4. And Lichtenhein just takes. He just takes it, okay? And I think we did go over, all right, the check. He's got no other move. Yes, we did go over this. We got the beautiful knight to F5, right? Threatening. We talked about if he takes, we got the other knight leaping in. All right, we did that. We did all that. Okay. I tell you, I've been reviewing this game so much, I can't even remember what I did with you or not. I don't know. So anyway, the knight comes into F5. Okay, what's Lichtenhein's move? Look at this. He moves the rook to E8, folks. You got to give that king breathing room. Okay, so here comes the knight. Morphy throws it in, okay? The knight now leaps in. The king's got only one square. F8, there you go. All right, there you go. Rook to F8. Okay, and now Morphy's got this kind of attack going. Let's see, what does he do at this point, okay? This all happens before he castles, I believe, right? All this, right? King to F8, yes, and now Morphy castles. Because if you haven't noticed now, look, guys, if you haven't noticed, the knight, yeah, we like leaping it into here. We loved all those lines, right? The other attacks, but look at down the E file. You got an open E file. You got the rook, enemy rook. All right, so he gets out of dodge, right? Makes sense. Now you got both rooks in the game, okay? Now we'll see what happens. Okay. So at this point, all right, let's see some of the interesting things. I wrote down one line. I had to share it. Where are we right now? Where are we? Let's see. We're at move 22, right? 22. Okay. I think it's now move 22. All right, Morphy castles and Lichtenhein. Look at this. All right. A day late, $1 short. Well, not really. Okay, he takes the knight off. Good move. Good move. All right, he takes the knight off. Makes sense. Get rid of one of those attacking pieces. Okay. All right, so now when Morphy takes back, get a load of this. This is okay. Here we go. Let's go back right there. Right there. Before that, here comes Moroxy. I believe that's how you... please forgive me if I butchered his name. Another great master back in the day. You know, we got Steinitz, Max Lang, Moroxy. They're all giving their opinions. You know, Morphy was before them all. You understand? He came first. He wrote the book. He wrote the book that I'm reading to you, right? I mean, he didn't write the actual book, but he played the games, and all the masters wrote down and gave their opinions, and voila, here we go. We got the book right here. And this is now Moroxy giving his opinion, right? Here it is. Look, he says, move 22, if, right? He says, if knight takes pawn, right? Moroxy suggests for Morphy to take. Knight takes pawn, right? Knight takes knight, and he gives rook takes G6, huh? Pretty crazy. Sacking the knight for the 2 pawns. We saw before sacking the bishop on H6 for 2 pawns. Look at this. Now the knight throws himself into the fire for the cause, right? Sacrificing for 2 pawns. All right. Now, get a load of this. If you've seen the other lines, you see the queen getting ready to leap in and take this pawn, and now she's coming in down the side, right? The attack, who knows? What's she going to do, right? All right, so here we go. Let's get rid of a6. Just had to show you that one. All right, so now, here's the move, right? Shredder, here's the move. Watch this. Watch this song and dance. Look at this. Now, if you didn't notice, here's the threat, too. Here's the threat. Look at this. Check, right? You got the rook on g6 supporting this check on g7, right? Now, if he goes here, right? If he goes here, get a load of this. Here comes the, let's see. Now, I simply saw real quick, boom, check, right? And you're gonna win the black queen for one. But even then, look at what the engine has, huh? Look at this. He throws this guy here. The king takes, right? Queen G2. Beautiful stuff, huh, folks? Look at this, huh? Now, if he moves, we come right down, mate. Right? Okay. So instead, he throws the knight into the wind to block, give himself F7. All right, the queen takes. He gives himself F7. Right? Look at this. Queen check. Right? Where's he going to go, folks? What's he going to do? Okay? What's he going to do? Let's see. If he goes back, right, we check. He comes up, right? Look at this. Knight. The knight gets into the game, right? They're all having a party over here. Nice picnic, a party, beating up on the enemy king. All right. Only square right there. Goodbye. Game over, right? Okay. Deadly knight. Centralized knight. Throwing the tactics in, right? Here it is. Look at it again. Instant replay. Knight swinging at g5, taking away this square, right? Taking away everything. Look at this. No, the force to go there, and it's over, right? Okay, there you go, mate. Okay, so now, all right, it's deadly attack opening up here. So now, I mean, do we have to even look further? Let's be complete, right? All right, so he comes up to here, right? Now the knight. Now you hit him with the knight. And he could go, what if he goes, what if he runs this way? G4, he can't go on that. He'd love to run to C8, right? He'd love to run to C8 to get to B8 and be safe, right? But we can't let him do that. We hit him on the diagonal before he gets to C8, right? All right, what's he got, folks? He's got one move, right? Block, good night. Game over. Another mating pattern, you see? When the pieces swarm around the enemy, this is what you want. You want to outnumber the defenders. Those bishops on C6 and D6, they're kind of out of range. They're not really helping out over there. The rook moved over to the E file. You got these three files, the F, G, and H file. Forget it. Nothing's over here but a knight. You see that? A knight on F7 is that's all black has. All right, now the point is, all right, I even simply said you just could win the queen. Look at this. I was figuring, all right, you just win the queen, right? All right, but go for the king. What a beautiful attack that is, right? The coordination. And if he comes up, right? If he comes up, you could simply win it this way, right? You could win it this way. King over, right? All right. In this scenario, we can't get this check in to keep him off the running from C8. You got the pawn, right? Okay. We all see that one, right? All right. So we take our trophy. We take the queen for now, right? We go from there, right? It's over. Over for him. Okay. So anyway, this is what's being threatened, right, folks? Take a drink. Oh my God, we're running out, folks. The water. I might have to take a second break. All right, so this is the threat, okay? If he this is the threat with the bishop. So obviously he blocks, right? He blocks it. This is what Shredder does. Look at this song and dance, like I was gonna say. Look at this. You go here to check. King's got nowhere to run. Now he doesn't want to give up the exchange, okay? Doesn't want to do this, right? If he, I mean, what are you gonna do? Block with the queen? Come on, folks. That calls for a dummy up. Come on, you got a dummy up. You can't do this. All right. So, what does he do, right? If you're gonna give up the exchange, I mean, come on. Look at this one coming in. You don't even take it. You know, where's the king gonna go now, right? Look at this. He moves over. You throw the rook down, check. Now I'm not even letting the engine move much, but there you go. Look at it. Oh, sorry, didn't get the got it ahead of myself. Look at this. All right, you take there, you take here, right? You take this guy, you take that. I mean, you win a rook, you win a queen for a rook, you win a rook for a bishop. I mean, come on, right? Do we have to go further? I mean, he's got, okay, here's the breakdown. Black's got 2 bishops for the queen, right? I mean, 2 bishops for the queen. What do you think? You think you could pull it off? You can pull that one out, right? Any day of the week. Come on, I'll take that any day of the week. All right, so you're not going to block like this, right? Here's what Shredder does. Here's the cute song and dance, right? He goes back. He blocks with the bishop. You'll go back here, threatening your bishop g7 check, right? He doesn't like that. He blocks you out. You go back. He blocks you out. You go back over here for the g7 check. He blocks you out, and you keep doing it back and forth, and there you go. It's a draw, 3 rep, right? We'll be here all night, all day, night, forget about it. Perpetual, whatever, 3 repetition, not perpetual check, but it's a repetition, right? Okay, so that's cute, right? Now, get a load of this, right? Here's one last line, similar to before, right? But it's worth showing. Okay, the rook takes the pawn. You just sacked your knight on f7, right? What if he goes like this? He blocks the bishop, like, and also threatens the rook. All right, take the rook. Who cares? Take the rook. Look at this, folks. Look how it opens up. Now, do I do this? This is probably what any of your opponents would think. All right, they'll calculate it like this. He takes the pawn. He's crazy because I'm going to take this guy. He takes here, and then he can get the queen into position and kind of try to defend here, right? I bring this guy. Could he even defend? Is it over for him anyway? Might be, huh? We're threatening queen to g8 mate. Okay, what does he do? What does he do? This, look, if this is the best you got, I mean, forget it, folks. You just chop him off, right? Look at this. Look at the engine. He doesn't even want to take him. Look at this. Holy smokes! These are the moves. I'll tell you. These are the moves you got to practice. You look more and more at the engine, finding the incredible moves. Look at this. What's the threat, folks? The threat right now, right? If he takes here, big deal. Look at this, mate. You're threatening the mate on the light squares, right? Already blocks it with the bishop coming here. Oh, okay, so now, look at this. Wait a minute. Look at this. Now he comes this way. Are you kidding me? He doesn't even take the queen. He brings the rook. I got to see this, folks. We're learning it on the fly. Look at this. Yeah, obviously, if he takes, you take with mate, right? You take with mate. All right, so now we're threatening, what are we threatening? Let me just see. Let's see. It's throwing a dumb move. Oh, yeah, simple. And now we made on the dark squares. Holy smokes. How can I not see it? I'm looking so much on the light squares. Now we're threatening. The rook coming to g7 blocks the queen's influence on that diagonal. Okay, and we're going to mate him that way. Holy smokes. Look at this. He's going to block. He's going to try to block. All right, so we give the check. Look at this. His only move is to block. We take. Holy smokes, if he takes this way, there you go. We got him on the dark squares now. The dark squares, the light squares. We got him every which way to Sunday, right? Look at this. We take the queen, right? Okay, it isn't, look, you can't, when your only choice is to run and you can't even take back, folks. It's all over, right? I mean, do we have to give more? Look at this check. Where's he go? He's got one square right here. There you go. Is that it? Is that he's got the light square, right? King to f5. We just made him. There we go. Game over. Wow. I'll tell you, you got so many. You know what it is, folks? It's just a losing position. If you let white in like that, you got him in so many ways. Black is really, he's got no king cover, no pieces on the defense. So see how the white pieces just ripped it open and they outnumbered the defenders, right? So you take here. Here was the thought. Here's the thought. The thing I saw. You just check right here. You don't even have to take. All right, you win if you take, But you know, this is stronger. Why? Because it's a check move, and he doesn't have much. What can he do? Can't block this way. Just take him out. Okay, so the king's got to move, right? If he goes here, oh boy, we take the knight now with check. He goes back, and it's all over, right? Okay, so he's got one square, right, on this check, and that's to come here. One square, right? One square right there. Here comes the bishop check, right? He's got no, he can't even get to D7 now like before, right? He's got to go back. Doesn't even matter which one, right? We know what's coming, folks. We take with check. All right. He protects the knight. He's protecting that knight, okay? Else we take him with check next. Okay. So now look at this. Queen check, right? Queen check. All right. He's trying to protect the knight. The engine's saying H6. If he goes here, right? He buys time, I guess, with one move. Now he comes up, right? Now we could check him here. Look at this. He comes because the knight, centralized knight, baby, protecting that bishop on G5. All right, goes up. Good night. Look, even the pawn, the H3 pawn, huh? He's smiling now, huh? The bishop didn't take me. All right, I'm here to fight on. Let's get into it. And he blocks out the king moving to G4, huh? Mate, beautiful. All right, now look at this one too. On this, right? Let's go to it. He comes up. We check. If he comes to H6, right? Look at this. We're threatening rook over to the G file, threatening queen takes knight mate, right? Now look at this cute move. He tries to defend the knight for a move. All right, we take him back, take him out. Now, no other choice but to defend the knight this way, right? All right, we take him off. He takes, right? And look at that bishop on D8, blocking out the queen rook on A8, right? Look at this move, folks. Checkmate right there. Queen to H8 mate. And the bishop, again, blocking the rook and also controlling G5. How about that, huh? Unbelievable stuff. Again, like I said, I mean, you know, when you're busted, folks. When you have an attack like this, you know Black made a boo-boo somewhere, okay? He made a big boo-boo somewhere. All right? And I guess, you know what I think it would have been in this scenario? He sat down with Morphy, right? Actually, this ain't even the game. All right, so what am I talking about? Here's the mistake. I had to remember. All right, if knight takes, okay, here comes Moroxy with this knight sack, right? And they say knight takes, and there we go. And we rip open the whole king side, and the pieces come flying into the attack, right? And the best Black has basically now is not this, but to block, and you just get you hold the draw back and forth. They go right. You check, you block, but here you go. Watch this. Here's the thing. Very easy for Black to fall apart, right? But here's the thing. I was mentioning, where did Black make the boo-boo, right? Where did he go wrong? I'm going to show you. Because when I played Shredder, right, I looked into this line. Moroxy, again, knight takes. Best he gives for Morphy is to take on F7. You don't take with the knight. Giving white this. You don't take with the knight. You take with the king. Look at this. This is crazy, folks. Now, look at how subtle the difference is. I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, now, if you take this with this guy, right, you just sack the queen, right? Oh, no, wait, not the queen. You take this way. You take with the bishop. You destroy the defender. Okay? And after you take back with the pawn, there you go. You lose the rook. Now look at it. You're down a whole rook, folks. White's down a whole rook. All right, so you can't do it that way. So on the king take, you can't just take with the rook, all right? You can't do it that way. I was looking at this. I mean, if you take this way, it's a check. See, Black can't take the queen on E2 yet. It's a check move. So he's got to move the king, and lo and behold, there you go. White moves the queen, like whatever. Where are you going to move? You can't even move there. The dark square's the bishop, right? Let's just say you move here for argument's sake. All right, now we move our queen. We can't move it there. Little mouse slip there. Look, You got the bishop over there on c6, all right? Right here. You move the queen and you're good to go, right? All right, but obviously, like I said, you don't take with the rook because bishop takes, okay? And then you win this guy. You win a whole rook. All right. So, what does white do? Well, he's forced to take with the knight. He takes with the knight. Now you got check. The rook can't take the queen on e2 yet. All right, so now what does black do? Well, black sacks his queen. How you like that? He sacks his queen. All right. So now if we take back, now he gets this. Look at this, folks. Now he's black's up a bishop. Okay, so hold on a second. Black takes, right? Sacrificing his queen. All right. The best thing for white to do is sack his queen. All right, and he's got check. All right, so now the rook takes, right? And now we take back. We got to get that queen. We got to take back the black queen. And here we go. Hey, we're up the exchange. How about that? Well, folks, guess what? In this position, I take the bishop pair anytime with the two extra pawns. Or is it? It's actually one extra pawn, but you got 3 pawns on the king side against 1. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get that passed pawn. Look at this f pawn, the passed f pawn. Forget about it, folks. That pawn's gonna be a lot of trouble, and it's got support with the bishops. Those bishops on the diagonals, baby, they're very strong. Okay, they're right in the game already. They're supporting the pawn. Very dangerous. Okay, look at it already. Here's the move for black. It's black's move. Now, if you don't notice, oops, sorry, folks. If you don't notice, let's just throw a dumb move. You throw in something like b4, and look at this. You get the rook. You get to win the rook. You win it outright. Okay, you swing the bishop with check. King moves, right, and then you just win the rook. Okay, now you're up a full bishop plus the extra pawn, right? So anyway. So you gotta be alert. This is the threat, right? Pawn up, and now the pawn's getting one square closer to queening on f1. All right. So what do you do, huh? You get out of this move on the engine. Look, the engine's saying this. I think I played this back, but I mean, really, folks, it's a lot of pressure to play against these pawns coming. I mean, look, you could even push this one up. You can't take it, folks. You can't take it. Check and you lose the rook, right? So I mean, trust me, you try it. I'm telling you that the black is better here. He's better. If anything, white's gonna have to give up the exchange. He's gonna hand back the exchange to kill these pawns or the bishop, or to be able to stop these pawns. I mean, forget about it. Okay. I don't know. Maybe the grandmaster will look at it as maybe there's a subtlety, right? Very subtle move to keep him in it. I don't think so. I tried to play it against Shredder, and he ate me up. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy at all. Folks, like I said, this was a long one. I had to take that other break. So just to refresh my mind, and just to summarize what we had looked at last, was this line, Morphy, right? I mean, Lichtenhein ends up taking this centralized knight. Good move, okay? But we were going over Morphy's suggestion of if this, then Morphy can do something like that and get this attack going, right? We looked at it. Beautiful stuff. Nice attacking patterns, right? But we looked at it, folks, and I came up with, against Shredder. Shredder takes with the king, right? Okay, that's the point. He could take with the king, and now all of a sudden we had this line, right? Knight takes check. Queen sacks. White has to sack back. Black takes. White takes back, and there you go. White's up the exchange, but those bishops are tough. They support those king side pawn majority, which, I think he's got enough for the initiative. He's got the attack. Okay, it's going to be a lot of pressure on white. Those pawns coming down. And, white's going to have to give back that exchange. I mean, even right here, he gets to jump another move. He gets a jump on him. Look at this. Like we said, threatening, okay? Threatening the rook and the king here. This type of fork, right? The bishop fork. right? Attacking the two pieces at once, boom, you win them. All right, so anyway, we touched on it. All right, we're just reviewing back. Okay, so it's clear, right? So it's clear, folks. I don't think white should go down this avenue. So it's actually black's call here. It was his move to make. See that? He could go there, and I think that's a winning move for black. All right? So anyway, there we go. Look. Lichtenhein doesn't do it. He takes here. Right? All right. Fine. It's a whole other game, right? It's a whole other avenue to explore. All right. So what do you think? What do you think Morphy does? Of course. He takes back his piece. And I want you to notice something, too, in all of this. That knight leaped onto h6. Now he's kind of, he's trapped in there. He's trapped in that cage, right? Can't really get out. I mean, there could be that sacrifice idea of jumping to f5 again, like we looked at. Maybe pushing this guy up, getting that G file open. But right now, I don't think the rest of the game he really gets the opportunity. So what happens here is, again, I think for every move we look at, I think black can take here. This would have been a tough move to meet. Now, I think I went over it with Shredder. Actually, white does have some play. White does have some play. Let me whip out my notes, because this was a doozy. This was a doozy, folks. What move is that? 23, right? Oh, boy. Okay. Just watch this, all right? Look at this. Now, the queen swings to c4. Threatening mate on f7. You see that? Do you see that one coming right in? Boom. Although that knight's trapped over there, folks, it's lending support. Lending support to that queen. Mate on f7. That's the threat. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? All right, look. Hold on. I just slipped up. First, you got to destroy this guy, right? Destroy the defender. Right now, you can't do it. Oh, boy. I'll tell you, that's me. I'm a little cold, I got to get back into this. I took a break. Here I am back into it, All right, so anyway, hey, we make the best. The best of them make these silly mistakes. All right, so there you go. Boom. You could so you got to take out the defender. Obviously, that theme we've seen before, right? Take out the defender. All right, there you go. Boom. Now you got it. Okay, that's the threat. All right? Basically, you're threatening to win a piece. You're threatening to take the knight now, right? All right, so the knight gets out of the way, jumps back, okay? Jumps back to e6. Blocking the mate on f7 and saving its own hide, right? Okay, so now what do we got? Look at this. Watch this. Unbelievable. You hit the bishop, right? All right, so where's the bishop going to go, huh? Where's that bishop going to go? Watch this one, folks. He pulls it back, right? What would you play here, huh? What would you play? How about this one? Did you see it? Boom! Queen takes knight. Holy smokes, has he lost his mind? Look at this. He comes down with the rook. Down the G file again, folks. Wait, I got Morphy's games of chess. Let me beat it over your head. Come on. Open G file. Look at the tactics, folks. Look at the tactics once again. Okay, what's going on? We're threatening mate. We're threatening mate right here on G8, right? Mate on G8. Knight sounds nice, right? Mate on G8. All right. Supported by that knight, right? On H6. Okay. So anyway, what do we do? What do we do, folks? What's a move? All right, what's a move? All right, go ahead. Take your pick, right? Let's say, if you do something like this, you move the bishop out of the way. I don't even know, right? How do you stop this guy? Look, you make an escape square, right? Look at this. You check. King up. You check him again. Lo and behold, the e5 pawn keeps him trapped. He's got to go back and whammo. Just like that. What a maneuver, huh? What a maneuver. Holy smokes. Have you seen anything like that? That's pretty unique. Pretty, right? It's pretty. All right. So now, again, you take a G6. Oh, look at the engine here. Look at the engine. Bishop F6, huh? Look at that one. All right, we take over the diagonal now that the bishop left. Look at this check. Where can he go? King can't move, folks. King cannot move, right? So now if he moves to block, once again, if a piece blocks, either way, right? If he goes, he takes away that e7 escape square again, and now the rook and the knight mate work again. See how beautiful that is? So what's the only move left, folks? You see the engine. It figured it out. Look at this. All right. Queen block, huh? He's still in it. He's still in it. All right. We take him out with check. Okay, he takes here. Now we take, what do we take? This way, that way. Wait. All right, it's saying to take here. All right, we cover that e7 square again. Makes sense. We take the piece, right? We're covering e7. Now he doesn't have an escape square. It's all over. It's all over. What could he do? Look at it. Look at the engine. No idea what to do. Here, d5, right? All right, there you go. Beautiful, right? You can't make it up, folks. I'll tell you. If I could whip these out, if I could whip them out like this, forget it. Give me the brilliancy prize. I said it before. I mean, this is what we're going for, folks. You're doing the impossible. You understand? When you know your tactics at the master level like this, and this is what's going to happen to you. You study these games with me. You keep going over these patterns, and if you play steadily, and you start trying to implement these patterns, because believe me, folks, you're going to get your opportunity to pull the impossible. Stuff like this. Queen takes. What the heck? You know what I'm saying? Destruction, folks. Destruction to the king side. And look at this. You get the beautiful combination and checkmate. You know, the attack succeeds. You know what I mean? You get stuff like this. You keep playing these Morphy games. You're gonna get master type tactics. Okay? This is what our goal is. This is what we're going for. Okay. So anyway, the bishop can't move back now, right? He can't move back. What's he do? Well, look at this. Shredder was trying to be cute. You attack my bishop. All right, I hit your queen, right? Now, if you take here, it kind of gives him a tempo. He could swap down. He could take this guy off. You know what I mean? If you go to try to, look at this, even the engine. You try to go back. I mean, you know, look, you go over here with a check, right? I mean, now, okay, so he's sacking it just to get you out of there. So now he could get a tempo on you. Save his bishop. See that? He sacked the knight so he doesn't lose his bishop. And now look at your attack. He put you back on your heels. You see how he switched it up? Pretty instructive there. You see how he took the initiative now. And your knight's still trapped. All right, so he took it over, folks. What's the engine say there? It says now, look at that. Now white's down a pawn and a half. All right. So see how subtle things could go. You sack a pawn. See, you sack a pawn, you give it back, and you take over control of the game, you see? All right, so anyway, what do you do, though? What do you do? All right, so here you go. Here's what I did. You move over here, okay? So now you're protecting this one. Excuse me, my voice cracked. You're protecting this pawn still, okay? You're protecting that guy. And let's see what happens, right? Let me just make sure here, because if you pull back, I think, what does he do? Does he just take the bishop? Yeah, he just takes the bishop. See, you want to stay on that diagonal. See this? You come to d5 to stay on the diagonal so you can threaten mate if this bozo jumps up now, right? Game over. All right, so you're still keeping that threat. And what does he do now? All right, so now his bishop is threatened. I'm going to take that next. All right, if he moves back, folks, what do you think the move is? Right, it still works. The only difference is black has a pawn on b5, which is totally irrelevant. Has no difference in the end result, right? So he can't move the bishop back, so he moves it to the only square he could save it, right? Look at this, b4, right? All right, so I don't know what's the end. The engine's saying to take the pawn. I forget what happened. What did I do here? You got to save your queen. You don't want to trade queens in any way. So I guess that was the move, right? Folks, we were going over this position. I was trying to remember. My mind I couldn't bring it back up, okay? It's a lot to remember. Here we are. We were on this b5, right? The bishop's going to move. We're trying to win that bishop on d6, but okay, instead of moving the bishop, he hits us with b5, hitting our queen, right? Okay. So we move it to d5, and there, okay, he tries to save his bishop by putting it on b4, and now he wants to swap the queens off. All right, we don't want him to do that, okay? Okay, so here we go. We're threatening something like this to win the queen, right? And we're attacking that bishop. Okay, so what does he do? What does he do? He covers two birds with one stone, right? He saves whatever that saying is, right? he moves the queen to e7, right? All right, here's the move. I couldn't remember. All right, sack on g6. Maybe some of you attacking wizards saw this one. All right, very, very crazy. Beautiful stuff, though. I had to go back. I had to go back and find it because it was just too pretty to leave out. All right, so now you sack a whole rook. You throw a whole rook on the fire. It's all or nothing, right? All right, but as you can see, the pattern, folks, remember that pattern with rook and knight? It works here, too, with the queen and knight, right? Checkmate on g8. All right, so look at this. Look at this, trying to block the queen out, okay? Here we go. Look at this. Queen to f5 check. King's got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to block? Come on, checkmate, right? All right, so he only has this move. Now watch this one. This is the beauty. These are the moves. When you're trying to look 4 or 5 moves ahead, these are the moves that are hard to find. All right, because you got to do it all in your mind's eye. You know what I mean? So here it is. Look at this. Bishop to f4. Pulling him back, right? Do you see the threat, folks? He's going to reposition him onto h4. He's going to redeploy the soldier onto h4. You see that? Like, for instance, boom. What do you do? What does black do? I mean, look at the rook and the queen, the white rook and queen, right? Keeping the king from going anywhere. He can't go here. He can't go anywhere on the D file or the F file. All right, so he can only block. What's he going to block like this? Come on, folks, dummy up, right? I mean, you could take with the pawn and checkmate, right? Oh no, he gets F8. All right, but really, does it matter? All right, we got to take with the queen. There you go, checkmate that way. All right, so anyway. Right? Yeah, I mean, you got to dummy up. I got to dummy up. You got to dummy up. We all got to dummy up, right? No move queen block. It's just for jokes, right? For giggles. Okay. All right. Let's say he blocks this piece is dispensable, right? Like, if anything, let's throw away the knight. But lo and behold, you just throw the rook down on d7, mate, right? Pretty enough. Okay. There's another one. There's another one to put in your book. All right. So anyway, this is the threat, folks. No a6, right? Let's get a move going, okay? All right, look at this shredder, right? He tries to move the rook over to create an escape square on e8. Okay, sure enough. Bishop h4. We're going in with it. Here we go. King over. Look at this. We take the pawn first. We take the pawn with check. He's got nowhere to go, folks. Nowhere to go. But again, is he going to block? Come on. Come on with this nonsense, right? And he's not going to block like this. Come on. Come on. Dummy up. All right, look. He's got the 1 square, right? All right. So he goes back. All right, here we go. We hit him again. All right, where's he go, folks? Where's he go? He can only go back, right? Now we take the knight. All right, now we take the knight. Okay, where's he go now? Well, let's see. I mean, if he goes to this is what Shredder did. Okay, he pulled the bishop back. All right, and now he would love to trade. For instance, if I go like this, right? Oh boy, now he has just enough time to take with check. Now I have to take back with the king. It's forced, and now that D file, right? The D file, folks. I mean, heck, look at, like, the D file, there's no rook on it anymore, right? So, I mean, right here, I guess he gets this perpetual. Is that what that's what it is, huh? Look at this guy, huh? How about that? Like, for instance, if you go here, he just keeps hitting you with this one, right? Where do you go? Only square, he goes back. If you go back up, he just keeps hitting you with this one. See? That is perpetual check, right? See? Draw 3 rep. But now, let's go back a little. Let's just see. I'm sure you're asking, right? On this last, what if you go here, right? All righty, he still checks. Okay? If we go back, we all know it's the same old thing. Let's see what happens with this one, right? What's he do? He just checks you this way. All right, you go this way. He just checks you over here now. Okay? He just keeps doing it, folks. What's he do now? What's he do now, huh? Queen F3 check. He's got the perpetual, you see? No matter where you go, what you do, where you go, no matter where. You chase it back and forth. There's no piece that can help defend or block the check for white, you see? So he gets out of it, folks. He gets out of it. Okay, so you can't jump the gun there, right? Here it is. You take this. If you're black and you're in desperation, that's why you try this, okay? Opposed to stepping over here. I don't even know. I mean, what do we do? All right, we go in with the 2 pieces, right? We win this guy. He takes back. Okay, and what do we do now? What do we? He's threatening. He could be threatening the queen check on G. He's threatening this. Let's just say something stupid. I don't know. Let's say something like this. He's just checking. He's waiting for this. There you go. That's why I say you could play. What would it add? Let's just say you did that. Oh, I'll go after put a tempo on that black queen. Look at this, folks. 37 moves. And you would have just thrown it all in the garbage, right? I'll tell you, the game of chess, you got to be alert. Every move's got to be the best move you can make. The best one of your ability, right? This is beneath you. Come on, folks. You don't do something like that. That's beneath us, right? You study this game with me here at the Morphy's Games of Chess, forget about it. You're not going to make moves like this. All right, so anyway. All right, so what would be the move? Huh? What's the move here? You can't take, right? You can't take because then he gets that perpetual again, right? Or what? Oh, he gets made. Oh, boy, I forgot this guy on B4. He blocks him out, right? Because in this line, he didn't pull him back. He didn't pull him back to, look at this. This is great. See, he didn't pull him back over here. I forgot about him. You know, like in the other line. Look at this. If he moves over, you do something dumb like this, right? You take, I won. I'm up a piece now. Here comes the check, and it's actually mate because this bishop on B4 blocks the D2 square. No escape, huh? Oh boy, those are the ones you wanna go. You wanna go kick the wall. You wanna grab the board and throw it across the tournament hall, and yell some bad words in Russian, even though you don't even know Russian. You swear up and down, stomp your feet, throw the pieces across the room. All right. Let's not fall for that one, right? All right. So if he moves over, what do we got? Okay, we go in. Oh, we go with the bishop. We take with the bishop, obviously, right? That's the way to go. You take that rook, right? If he takes now, hey, you just take with the. If he takes this, dumb enough to take this way, hey, what's he even doing, huh? What is this? There's nothing left, folks. All right? So he can't do that. What's he going to do, huh? What's he going to do? I don't know. It's over. Look at the engine. Minus 17 pawns, right? You don't even get 17 pawns. All right, whatever. Minus is 16.8, right? All right, come on. Is that enough? That's proof enough, right? We don't have to go any further. I mean, this is it, right? Here we go. Well, let's look at this, though. Watch this one. So anyway, you check, right? He goes over. There you go. He goes over again. You take the knight. Okay, he doesn't move over. He blocks, right? He blocks, okay? Now, you got to move that rook. We don't want to take, okay? We don't want to trade. We need more power. We need that power on the board, right? Here we go. We go to F1 out of all places, right? Why F1? All right, let's watch this now. Watch this. He tries to defend, okay? Here's the threat. Here's a threat coming in, okay? Look at this. Queen check, right? Queen check. If he moves over, right, goodbye. Here's the rook. That's why we put it on F1, right? Checkmate. Look at that. It's got to be mate. I mean, heck, he's going to move this. What? He's got to move that guy? I mean, come on, folks. What do you got? What do you got going on? If that's your best move, huh? This one, right? This one's your best. All right, you take him off. If he takes, you take with the queen. Come on, it's all over. It's all over. All right, he tries this, right? He tries this. Big deal. Big deal. Look at this. You swing the queen all the way back. It's all over. It's all over. Good night, right? Good night. Oh, look at this. It ends up the knight gives the final blow, huh? Pretty. I didn't even go into that one with Shredder. That was just a sideline. I'll tell you, once you get the upper edge, you know, when you get the upper hand, I should say, when you have the edge like this, when it's this far swung, the pendulum is swung this far, right? You no matter which way your enemy turns, he's gonna get mated one way or the other, right? He goes there, check. I mean, forget about it. This is the best. I mean, come on. Come on. What about this one? What about blocking with this guy? Right? All right, you just take anyway. Check move. Where does he go, folks? Where does he go? He can't go anywhere. He's got a block, right? There you go. Mate again. Nice rook and knight pattern, right? Checkmate. All because the queen, remember, the queen, right? Controls E8, baby. I can't point it out. Look, the queen right here controls E8. So the king can't step there. See that? Beautiful stuff, right? All right. So now, what's he do? Okay, what's he do? All right, rook. Let's see. What was the move now? Okay, we threw in A6. That's a silly move, just to show you the threat. All right, he moves this guy up right there, right? He's trying to protect the bishop also, right? Now there's none of this. There's none of this. For instance, okay? After this, if he did something like this, right? And you check, and if he doesn't step over, if he tries to do it now, you grab this guy over here, right? You grab him. He's got nowhere to run. Nothing he can do, right? Nothing he can do. If he moves this guy back, all right, we're back to square one over here, but now we got the rook. We won the rook on A8. It's even worse, right? We got the rook on A8 is off the board. What if he blocks this way, huh? What does he do now? I didn't even look at this one. I guess, look at that. Even the pawn's getting in. The pawn's getting in on the attack. Look at this. Unbelievable stuff, huh? All right, you're sacking your knight for it. Look at this. Look at this. Check. All right. If he moves, we take the bishop. If he moves, either way, no matter where he goes, we're taking that bishop with the queen, and we'll protect this guy over here, right? All right, so like, for instance, he takes there, right? All right, we take him with check. Now the king, you know, over here. Now my queen protects this guy. All right, there you go. What does he got left? Nothing. Come on. All right, so anyway, so what does he try? Okay. We moved that A6. That's a dumb move, just to show the threat. All right, he brings the rook to D7. Now look at this. Knight over, right? He's coming to F6, folks. Nothing black can do. Nothing he can do. If he tries to step over here, we got him. Let's see. Do we take the pawn? The engine's saying to take the bishop, I guess, because that's a blocking piece, right? He could try to block on F6. Look at this, folks. He doesn't even dare take him. Look, he can't even take him. I mean, if he takes with the rook, right? I mean, come on, look at this. He takes there. Queen takes. Here comes the rook into the attack, right? I don't know. Where's he go? If he goes here, he loses the queen, right? So he's got to go there. Okay? Look at this. Nowhere to go, right? Let's see. If he goes here, rook d4, right? Oh boy, this is sad, huh? Very sad. He goes here. We made him over here, right? Beautiful. What's he resort to? He's got a block, right? Let the pawn gobble him up. It's all over, folks. Come on, it's all over. What's going on here, right? He takes, he's got to move, we get that check. Look, we're on the rook on A8 already, so it doesn't even matter. Look, if he tries to block, I could take down here. I could throw the rook over there and just win the queen, right? But those aren't the strongest. I guess he's going right for mate now. See this? What's it? He tries to block. Ugly stuff, right, folks? Ugly stuff. If he runs this way, we hit him with the rook. He steps up. Good night, right? Good night. And I don't mind going over this stuff. It's a good review for me and those that are learning. See these patterns, folks. The patterns, right? If the king comes up at this point, right? What do we just do? This we just check, right? He one square left, and there you go. No squares left. Game over, right? So I mean, these are the things, folks. This is what it's all about, right? All these patterns, we're adding them. Our tactical vision grows, right? So I mean, even this line, it's all in the notes, folks. It's all in the notes, right? There you go. He tries this, right? We hit him with the knight. What's he do? He can't step over, right? We went over it. Here's what Shredder tried to do. I don't know. He tried to do that. Here's the knight, like I said, coming to F6. All right, where's he go? He goes here. Only square, only move, right? And then he hits him. He takes one rook off. All right, he takes two rooks off. Okay, what's left, folks? What's left? Where's he go? Huh? What's he do? It's all over. Is he gonna win the bishop over here? Maybe. What's that do? Right? Here comes the rook. All right. Good night. It's all over. If he steps here, what do you think the move is, folks? I mean, we could do this, right? We could just simply pin. Oh, but he goes. You know what? He'll save himself by blocking, right? But I still think it's over. All right, so he had better, right? I tell you what. Look at this. Just look at the insult to injury here. You just okay. Oh, it's a check move, huh? It's a check move. Wow, look at that. So we win the end game. How about this, huh, folks? Look at the engine now. He goes here, right? Almost threw it away. We almost threw it away. Okay, he takes here. Right, here's a funny one. What's he going to do? He's going to lose the queen, all right? So he's got to take. And look at that. We win the end game. Simple as pie, right? While he's trying to kill the G-pawn, for instance, we just march our king up and take out his pawns on the queen side, right? There's nothing. You can't even take them out. We just march our king up. All right, we got those two passed pawns. It's all over. But, we almost threw it away there, right? I know, this game of chess. I tell you, folks, how long is this one? 3 hours? It's wearing on me, right? If he takes here, look at what they say. All right, the check. You take with check. He tries to block, right? If he goes here, what am I talking about, right? Can we just go in? We just go in. We take here. What does he come down with check? Does he try his perpetual nonsense? All right, whatever. Look, we go here with a check first. Get the king onto the H file. Simple enough. See that maneuver? Now we take the bishop with check. We don't let him in. Like I said, maybe the queen, look, if you leap right in and take him, maybe the queen comes in, he gets some kind of perpetual going. You know what I mean? All right, he doesn't because we got this, right? We block. It's winning anyway. It's winning for white. But why even give your opponent the chance, right? Here you go. You do a check. Impossible to block, else he loses the queen. All right, he's got to move over. Now we take with check. It's all over, folks. Come on. What is this now, right? Good night. Good night. Right there. Good night. There you go. There you go. It's all over. Step here, step there, step anywhere you want, right? There you go. I mean, look, he's extending it every move, right? He wants to get every little move in, even though it's all over. All right, I know it's 3 hours long now, but hey, look, you get these patterns, you get these ideas. All right, so there it is. That concludes this line, right? Over and over. Oh, we're spinning in circles. All right. So anyway, that's it, right? That's this one. That's this, right? We take. Maybe he could go there. Hey, look, I leap up there. Who knows? There could be better moves. Look at this now. They're saying this, right? Who knows? Okay, so there you go. Maybe this changes the whole thing. Let's go into the game, right? We saw a lot. Like, my point is this, okay, to this. Let's say this is better for black, right? This keeps him in the game. All right? Let's say that's true. Okay? Look, your opponent, folks, again, they're under 2,000. It's one or the other, right? This or that, right? And if he picks the wrong one, I mean, can you see all those shots and tactics and bishop back to F2 and all that? Come on, folks. They got to keep up with us. You know what I mean? We're going to be tactical wizards, all right? We're going to be tactical wizards. Get your wand out. Get ready. Okay? We're going to hit them left and hit them right with all the tactics. All right, so anyway, let's get back to the game, right? The man of the hour, Morphy. All right, so Lichtenhein, okay, he takes the knight. We take back. Okay, here's an idea, but it wasn't played. What was played, folks? Queen to E7. All right, here he is. He's going after that E-pawn, right? Morphy pushes it up, hitting the bishop. Okay, so Lichtenhein takes the pawn. All right, he feels he wins a pawn like this, right? All right, just wins the pawn. Bishop takes, queen takes, right? What do you got there now, Morphy? I don't get it, right? Look at this move, folks. Did you see it? Here comes the rook down to D7. Threatening mate. Holy smokes, he hung his queen. No, he got checkmate. Right? Well, yeah, he hung the queen. Who cares? We got checkmate, folks. All right. So Lichtenhein, all right, he doesn't jump. He doesn't take the bait, right? He doesn't grab that queen. What does Lichtenhein do, folks? What does he do? All right, here we go. I'll show you the move. Lichtenhein throws the queen back to G7 to protect that mate, right? Not the best move. All right, here we go. I got to whip it out again, folks. Here it is now. The old masters. Let's go to their lines, all right? Let's go to what the old masters find. Okay, here's what they say. And this is going to conclude. Don't worry, folks. I know it's long. We're getting near the end, all right? All right, here we go. What did they say? All right, here it was. Black's best line of defense is knight takes pawn. There it is again, folks. All right, if we take, right? We take there. All right, now, can we take this guy? No, because you still got the mate, right? All right, let's be careful. Let's not fall into the traps. Let's go with the line, okay? Here's what the old masters give, okay? Queen back to F6 keeps him in it, keeps black alive, right? All right, now he's threatening to take that queen on E2, right? For instance, if something silly like this, boom, you got him, right? You got him, no problem. He's dead to rights. Now the king's got the E8 escape square. Okay, so now we're also threatening, black's also threatening to just take over here, right? He's got nothing. Now when he goes here, you get the escape square, right? Because the queen's off the E file, right? Not only you lost the queen, you lost the game, you lost your attack, you lost everything. You lost the house, right? Your wife leaves you. Oh, forget about it. A game like this. All right, so anyway, look. Queen back to F6. That's the threat. No silly B4 move by Morphy. Come on! This is in the notes. This is in the notes too, folks, okay? Lichtenhein didn't play this. All right, the recommended move is this guy right here. This one. All right, you're doubling up on F7, right? You're putting more pressure on F7. For instance, now we're threatening take, right? All right, he's got the queen to defend, but then we come down with our queen, and that's a mate, right? We've been seeing that pattern the whole game, right? Beautiful stuff. All right. So anyway, here we go. That's what he's doing. This is what the move would be, all right? Again, the old masters with the line. Okay, here it is. Here's what they say on this one. Look at this. Now, very interesting. If queen takes pawn, right? Did you see that threat, that idea? Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The idea is this. Holy smokes, he just sacked his queen. What is he, crazy? Rook down, folks, again. That pattern works. Why? Because, look, folks, let's pull it back. Look at this rook here. He's cutting off the king. The king can't get out on E7. Whammo. Checkmate, right? But, look, black's not forced to take. He's not forced to take. Look at this. Look at how he gets out of this one, right? Queen, rook, right? Queen, rook over here. and that saves him. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? How does that save him? Well, look, folks, let's play let the engine play it out. Look at this now. If you take over here, right now, our queen could take. Okay, the black queen takes. What do you do, folks? What do you do? I mean, now you're threatening. Look, there's no rook. There's no rook on. There's no rook on the. Heck, let me see something here. By taking like this, okay, there's no rook keeping the king out. So now this queen is actually threatened. You see what I'm saying? He goes there. That's the engine's idea. Move, big deal. You just take your queen. All right, he takes yours. And there we go. What is it resorted to? There you go. Rook against a knight endgame with black up a couple of pawns, right? Come on, this is lost for white. He's got to get the knight out of dodge while he can, or he'll be in trouble, right? It's over. Oh, look at this. Look at this. He just starts pushing the pawn. Look at this. The king cut off, right? The white king. The only way to stop that is to get your knight down there. Look at this. He puts it all the way up. Knight stops him. I don't know, folks, right? I mean, come on. White's behind the 8 ball. No way. No way. Nothing left for white there. Okay, so you can't do that. You can't just sack right here. It looks pretty, but if black doesn't bite, there's nothing left. And that's the move right there. Takes, queen takes, now what? Now what, folks? What do you got left? You see the threat? Do you see the threat? Let's say he wants to get his knight out of, he wants to reposition a knight or something, wherever it wants to go, right? Folks, do you even see what's happening? You just got mated. You got mated. He turned the tides on you. You see this? All right, so this is the old line. All right, so here we go. Here we go. So this is the line. Queen to F8, queen to F6. No sacrifice here, right? We go to C4, right? Piling up on F7. This is what the old masters give. That's the best move. They're trying to show you the best moves, okay? Here we go. Here comes black with his best move. Rook check, okay? King's got to come out, okay? Nothing like this, folks. They give this line. You don't want to block, right? You don't want to block, because then black just takes. All right, you're forced to take, and here comes the other rook, right? Now you got the check. Where's he go, folks? What's he gonna do, huh? You got this open. You got the E8 square, right? All right, so I still see it. You can't. Let's say he goes over. He goes which way? Which way? C1. Okay, this is the engine. Let the engine play it, right? Okay, now look, we can't take the rook still because he comes here. All right. The queen attacks diagonally, so even though the E8 square is free, right? Even though this is free, folks, it doesn't matter with the queen taking on F7, right? All right, but still, look at what you got. Look, you got the pressure. You got all the pressure. Now this pawn's coming down the queen. All right, what do you do? Well, you're on the retreat now. Look at this. Look at this. Pawn up again. All right. Big deal, right? Big deal. Now you get the queen check, right? You get the queen check, king over, right? What do we just take the knight? There, the engine's playing it. Look at this. All right, so now you got it. Look at this. You got the knight. You finally got that trapped knight. And now, okay, whatever. You lose this one. Who knows, right? However you want to do it. Maybe he's going to check this way first. Then he'll take it. I don't know. What do you think, folks? Down 2 pawns? I'd say black's winning this one, okay? Still a game, still mistakes could happen, but it's not the great game white had before, right? All right, so anyway, okay, again, queen to C4. We're getting through it, folks. All right, we're pressing forward. Okay, so now the best move, what do? We get the check. All right, we don't block. King up, right? King up. Okay, king up, and then wait a minute. Wait, Right, that's the sideline. Okay. Rook to king 2, right? Rook comes back. Rook comes back, blocking that f7, okay? But plus protecting his piece, right? For instance, if he brings this guy, because the king, if he tries to bring this guy over to protect this, right? Because the king was threatening to take him. Well, now we got the mate, right? We got that mate. We can't forget about that, right? So to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, to cover both bases, he pulls them back, right? So now the rook takes the rook. The queen takes back, right? I mean, you don't want to take back. Let's see. What happens if the king takes? That would be a big mistake. You come in with this guy, right? King f8. What do we do? Oh, look at this. Okay, there. He goes back. He goes back in. He goes back home. Right? Now you can get your knight out, though, huh? You get the knight out, and I guess you save him that way, huh? You bring the knight. What do? Bring this guy. You bring him right in. I guess that's the best, right? This is what it's finding, folks. King this way. Who's winning this? Who's winning? Black ends up taking here. We take with the knight. Well, pretty tough. I'd say this is tough because you got the knight, but you look at the pawns. Black's got the extra pawns. So it's about even. It'll be pretty tough. I look at that quickly and just say that's probably a draw, right? So anyway, this is back. He takes here. All right. Can he take like that? Can he afford to take? Queen takes, right? Just covering it all as best I can, folks. There you go. He goes back. You check, right? He comes up there. He doesn't want to go the other way, folks. He doesn't want to go this way, right? We got the rook coming into the attack. Forget about it. So he goes in. He goes back inside, right? He goes back in. He doesn't want to play out there anymore. He wants to come out, but we get our knight out. All right, okay, there you go. These are the moves, right? King h7. All right, so anyway, let's go back, right? This is what they gave in the line. Queen takes, okay? The queen takes, then the rook comes to here, right? They throw the rook. This is the line they give. Rook there, queen back to f6. And, Black's good. He's all right. Again, I guess it kind of transposes if you want to throw this in. I mean, he didn't win the c pawn, but he goes back home, right? He goes back in, I guess. Now there's no knight. I mean, if you do this, you do make it ugly, though, huh? Look at this. You take this way. Just saying to take here. Oh, because if he takes this way, you hit him with that. Look at this, folks. I'll tell you the tactics they're all about. They're always ready, They're always hidden little tactics. Okay, so you take this way. All right, so he takes with the king, but this allows you to win the c pawn, right? Whew, boy, tough one. Tough game. He goes back, all right? Who knows? What do we win it? Oh, look at this. You win this guy. He takes your rook. You take his with check. I mean, this is crazy, huh? Goes there, you block with yours. Who knows? This, again, folks, probably a draw. Pretty much even now, This was the line. These were the lines the old masters give, right? They got up throwing a little extra stuff on the side, okay? They're giving this. They're giving rook over, king there, and there you go. There you go. That's all they gave. They stopped it right there, and they gave that as the best line. Black hangs in there, right? But like we said, Lichtenhein didn't play the best move. Here comes the rook, d7. Lichtenhein moves the queen to g7, right? Oh, boy. Okay. So now, here we go. We're piling up. Queen to c4, piling up on f7 again, right? Now the king doesn't have anywhere to go. You can only block, right? We take that one. He takes, okay? Only option is to take. Now we swing our rook. our other rook into the game. You know, all those attacks down the G file, and lo and behold, here's how it ends. The rook comes over to the E file. Give it a deadly check. Okay, if he comes up, let's see, if he comes up, it's good. Let's see, he can't come up. He can't come up. What am I talking about? If he comes up here, that's what I was trying to say. First of all, if he goes back, right? If he goes back, it's mate, folks. Look, mate in 1. How about that, huh? Because the knight covers the G8 square. The knight covers this one over here, right? The knight covers this one. All right. So like I said, he comes up. I meant he comes up this way. Okay? Here we go. We check him again. We move him on over, back over, no problem. If he comes up here, it's all over. Checkmate, right? And even if he goes this way, no problem. We take the pawn, right? Now, if he moves up, hey, this is checkmate too. Look, the knight, folks, keeps him out of F. Look at this. The knight keeps him out of here, this way too, right? The pawn, as you can see, takes out the dark square. It doesn't even matter because if he comes up, we just check with the queen. That covers F6 also. And all right, so where does he go, folks? Where does he go? He goes back. If he goes here, right, we check him over one more time. Now he goes there. Boom. And there it is, right? There's the conclusion. And there you have it, right? A nice, sweet, short little game, huh? That was a tough one, folks. This is why it took me a couple of weeks. I'll tell you. And once I start analyzing some of these lines, I got to include them. They're so pretty, these tactics, right? All right, so what are you going to do, right? You live and you learn. All right? There'll be others, don't worry. There'll be those short little ones. There'll be some marathons like this one, all right? So I hope you enjoyed it, okay? I'm not even going to include music. We're too exhausted for it after this one. It was beautiful stuff, though. You got to admit it, right? Beautiful tactics. I hope you absorb them, you use them, you hit your opponents over the head with them, you know? All right. Until next time, folks, we got game 3. All right, Lichtenhein, Morphy. Okay, Morphy's going to have the black pieces. Let's see what Lichtenhein. Can he hang in there, folks? This guy, holy smokes, I just realized it. The streak, folks. The streak continues. I can't pass it up. We need some streak music. Let's get it going here. Where am I? Oh, boy. All right, we got to get it going here. Let me pull up the maestro once again, folks. The maestro with a new one. Let's see. Do we have a new one or we play an oldie but goodie, right? Let's see. Let's just whip one out. Here it is. Here's a good one. Let me see right here. I like this one. Here we go, folks. Let it roll. Coming at you now. All right. Charge, baby. All right, wait. Let's get a good theme going, right? That was a little silly. I didn't realize. All right, we'll take it on out. It was an exhausting trip. This was some journey, right, folks? Oh, boy. I didn't even edit it yet. It's got to be about 3.5 hours, huh? That's all right. I don't mind doing it now and then. Gotta go. Gotta take a good nap. Gotta drink that coconut water. Get my electrolytes back. Good night, folks.